Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the bottom line. Actually, it's Sunday Surge. Yeah, welcome to the Sunday Surge with the Bottom Line Sports Crew. Who we are, my name is Flo, Canteen, and then down the corner down there, that's Hot Take Jake. We are the Bottom Line Sports Crew. You can find us on the Bottom Line Sports on Facebook, on YouTube, X, and you can also find us on Let's Talk Sports. We're on Let's Talk Sports Network, partnering with them. Appreciate all those guys over there. It's the Sunday Surge, bringing you all your NFL action for today. Good day for football. Let us know what you think. It's game time, baby. It's time to go. Game time, let's go.
Yes, sir.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
Beautiful day. Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Let's go.
Woo!
All right. Welcome to game
baby.
time. I got some stuff here. I'm trying to get all organized. As you know, I have to run a one-man show over here. These guys just show up, and I'm over here running stuff. So
Reminds me of me on Final Say. Don't worry, man.
yeah.
The same thing.
All right, here we go. All right, so let's go. Check us out on those. Like, subscribe, comment on our show. We will see you next time. Trying to get, what we say, over 2,000 by the Super Bowl canteen.
We're going to be at 2,000. We're going to be at 2250 by Super Bowl. 2250.
Let's go. Let's go.
So y'all make sure y'all like on your friends list on your Facebook. Just go and invite all your friends on your friends list. Invite everybody, man.
Invite everybody, baby.
They'll join, man. They will join.
All right. Let's turn it down. Let's go, man. It's time for some NFL. We're going to miss the sports professor today. But we got the rest of the crew here.
I'd hide too. He's got that bag over his head today.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Well, yeah, Omar.
Omar didn't want to show up today, man. Yeah, you can't blame him, man. He's had a rough season. He's ready for the NBA, I think, because the Celtics are his team, so he's ready to switch gears to the NBA. So let's go. Let's talk about Thursday Night Football since that happened. Canteen. Basically a blizzard out there. Steelers lose the game 24-19 to a pretty frisky Browns team who played really well in the cold. Jameis Winston had a pretty decent game. Give us the stats, Canteen. Let us know about this. Is this just a hiccup? Basically, it's a division game, so I mean, it's always going to be tough in these division games. What do you think, Canteen? What do you see here?
Man, I was sitting here thinking about this on Friday when I went to work, man, and I was telling my supervisor this one thing. I want to hit this one note, then I'm going to get into the stats.
Okay.
There are only two divisions in the National Football League where all four teams play outside. That's the NFC North and the AFC East. Right. Those are the only two where every team plays outside. So I'm not going to make an excuse for the Steelers when it comes to the weather, what have you, but Russell Wilson ended up going 21 for 28, 207 yards, one touchdown. Yep. Jay Warren, 11 carries, 45 yards, one touchdown. This Austin Keith, their receiver, 3 receptions, 78 yards. Jameis Winston, on the other hand, went 18 for 27, 219 yards, 1 interception. Nick Chubb had a really, really good day. 20 carries, 59 yards, and he scored twice.
Really? I mean, okay game.
Yeah, okay game. And then Jared Judy, 6 receptions and 85 yards. This kind of said a lot about the Browns, man. The Browns are resilient. I think that with Deshaun Watson being injured, I think that Jameis Winston has jumped into the chute. And man, I will commend him, man. He's been very, very influential. He's been very positive. He's jumped into that leadership role and he's done well there. Still doesn't negate for their season. They're 3-8. They ain't really playing for much. Steelers still in the driver's seat. I think tomorrow night
playing scrappy.
Right, and I think tomorrow night, guys, that game's going to have a lot of implications on what the AFC is really going to be shaped out, because the Chargers have bounced back and they've been playing really, really good, and I'm kind of afraid for Lamar Jackson and company in Baltimore at this point in the season, guys.
Okay. All right, your thoughts on the Steelers-Browns? I know
shocker here. Russ is starting to look like Russ that I saw back in the day.
He looked pretty good.
No, he didn't look good at all. He couldn't beat a 3-8 Browns team. It was pretty bad to watch.
21 of 28. I mean, 270
hey, like I
yards.
said, not enough to win the game. Justin Fields had the same exact numbers earlier in the year. I mean, why do you bench him if this is what you give me? I've been told by Flo and Matt from my other podcast, you put these guys in because you put Russ in because he's going to score 30 plus, and he couldn't get over 19. Ooh. I'm sorry. I got to call a spade. Nobody else will. I will. He does not. If you're replacing Justin Fields with Russell Wilson, he has to show me why you're replacing him. The offense should look way better than that. That's embarrassing.
Pretty good. In a blizzard, man. You're talking about a blizzard.
Yeah, it was blizzard.
That blizzard always. Bad weather always.
All I know, Jameis Winston look great in there. Jameis Winston looked better in there. He won the game.
How did he look great? Russell had better numbers.
No.
Here's the
thing. Jameis won the game.
No.
Jameis wins the game, Flo. That's all that matters.
You just said he looked great.
He looked great. He looked better because he beat him. He beat Russ when it counted. How's that make you feel, Flo?
Team sport, knucklehead.
How's that make you feel, Flo? He got hurt. He lost.
You act like an idiot because you don't know what you're talking about, because you just said Winston had a great game and Russell had better numbers. That just shows you don't know what you're talking about.
He had 219 yards playing as a backup. Sorry, he didn't do much.
He knows. This is a Lions fan. He knows what he's talking about. 21.
Like I said,
in the snow.
Russ looked bad.
But you're the only one that looks like an idiot because you don't even. You're just.
How do I look like an idiot, Russ? How do I look like an idiot? Russ is supposed to replace Justin Fields and score.
No, you just put down Russ and said Winston had a great game, and Russ's numbers are better.
Winston won the game. Do you think? Hold on.
Team sport, knucklehead.
Hey, Flo. If I asked Russ, would he have wanted to have those stats with the win?
He knows what he's talking. Jeremy knows what he's talking about.
He said Winston looked pedestrian. The defense won.
No. Exactly. They went with the run game. They went with the run game, and then they played well. But in the end, Jameis Winston made very little mistakes. He had one interception. He had one interception, and he made sure hold on. He drove down the field every time he needed to drive down the field to score the points. All I know, Flo, is Russ lost again. Man. Canteen.
You're just a hater.
Canteen, can I ask you something, Canteen? Canteen, can I ask you something?
Let him talk, Flo.
Can I talk? Flo?
This doesn't make sense, Canteen. He just said Winston had a great game, but Russell
Winston played better because they won the game. And here's the other point, too. Here's the other point, Can.
Right here, Flo. Let me say this, Jake. What Jake is saying is that the Browns and Jameis Winston won the game. He's not looking at a numbers perspective. He's saying, and when a win was needed, that Jameis Winston showed up and they utilized the run game to be effective and win the game. Now
I've seen Jameis throw 5 picks before. He's thrown 4 picks before in the game. Here's the other point, Canteen, that I want to bring up. Who was it on this podcast that said, "Hey, once this game starts, Commanders going on from the Commanders on"? Watch how Russ plays. And what is he now, right now, Canteen? He is 1-2 right now. Yes or no?
Not right, Jay. He didn't lost the last two.
No, he's 2-1.
2-1.
And he has pedestrian numbers.
He doesn't have pedestrian numbers.
Where are the 30 points he was scoring against the Giants and the Jets, Flo?
Everybody was in the playoffs.
Flo, you were screaming away for him when he had 30-plus points against the Giants and the Jets. How come we're not seeing that same Russ? Where's that Russ at? I called it that it was bad defense.
Those are divisional games.
Oh, stop. Hey, I don't want to hear that. Denver just played a divisional game.
Guess who else Cleveland beat? The Ravens. So that means the Ravens stink because Cleveland beat them?
No, what I'm trying to tell you.
It's a divisional game in
No, what I'm trying to tell you is Russ does not. If you're Browns fan, no. Steelers fans, if you're trying to show me that Russ should replace Justin Fields, I need to see points and stats that show me why he's better. That's what I'm trying to say.
There you go. See, this guy, he knows football.
No. Don't say Russell. Hold on. How is this guy talking down? He just said Russell and the Steelers. Y'all look dumb because Russell had bad numbers that game. Don't do that now. Now you want to use Russ? Oh, man, get out of here. Now y'all look dumb. Slap in your face now. Idiot, hey, Canteen. All you got to do is let an idiot keep talking. They're gonna shove it in their own mouth.
You don't even know what you're talking about. All right, let's
Russ
move on.
and the Steelers beat the Ravens. No, the Steelers defense won.
Are you
He just talked better. He just said the Browns defense, and he just said the Browns defense in the run game from Nick Chubb won the game. How come he just said Russ and the Steelers won? Russ didn't have a damn touchdown at all. Get out of here.
You just said James Winston won the game.
Contradicted yourselves. Get out of here, Flo. Hey, you want to watch a real quarterback? You go watch this guy. You go watch this team.
That guy.
Yeah. All right, so what y'all got next, man?
So let's move on. You got something else on this Canteen? Because he's a hater.
Nah, man, I kind of understand what Jake was saying, but we can hit the next game, fellas. We good.
Come on, man.
Me kept biting. What's up, brother?
Right, and we contradicted ourselves saying that Russ won that game against the Ravens.
Russ? I didn't say Russ won it. I said
Russ. No, he did. He has it on there. It was just on there. Don't worry, I'll be posting it right there. I'll be looking at it earlier. He said Russ and the Steelers won that game. Russ did nothing that game. There was 4 turnovers. You did nothing.
That makes sense. Russ and the Steelers.
That's how you stop a guy. Get out of here.
I like to leave that there so it'll cover you. I'm going to leave that there for now. All right, so let's
go. You know what my team's doing. I care less about that Steelers trash team.
They're in third place. You're in third place, buddy. All right, so here we go.
We're in the playoffs, unlike y'all.
Chiefs and the Panthers, for now. Chiefs at the Panthers. Talk about this game. A close game, Canteen. With Chiefs exposed. Because they let the Panthers kind of hang around and play this game. The offense looked pretty decent. It was the defense kind of left the Panthers stay in the hang around in this game, but they pulled it out in the end. Talk about the game, Chiefs.
All right, let me get the stats in this game, man. 27-30 victory. Pat Mahomes, they won by 3. Pat Mahomes went 27 for 37, threw for 270 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt rushed for 16 carries, 70 yards. Gray, their receiver, went 4 receptions, 66 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. Bryce Young ended up going 21 for 35, 263 yards, 1 touchdown. Hubbard, their running back, 16 carries, 58 yards, 1 touchdown. And Moore, their receiver, 6 receptions, 81 yards, 1 touchdown. How I feel, I do not feel Kansas City is the same Kansas City team that they were last year. They're winning, but they're not winning by big point margins. They're not winning by big point margins. And when you play a team like Carolina,
they weren't winning last year by big point margin.
And that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, when you struggle against a team like this says a lot about you. Right now, in Jake's division, in the AFC West, you got Kansas City 1. Tomorrow night's game has a lot of implication on how the division is going to run. That's why I'm saying the Chargers must win because they're in second place. But then Jake, they're in third place. So like I said, at the end of the day, man, Kansas City keeps finding ways to win, but can they stay? Go ahead, Flo.
Well, I was gonna say you're kind of saying this exposed them to a different degree, but last year they were worse than this, but this year they're winning. They're playing better. So I mean, they won the Super Bowl last year, so isn't it the same? Aren't they in the same, even better?
I'll say they're in the same boat because, like I said, they got a lot of talent, but they have talent, but to me, they're not just blowing people out or beating people like they should beat them. If they're being a Super Bowl champion and using what they've got to kind of grow and thrive. So I'll say this right here. The game tomorrow night has a lot of big implications on the entire AFC anyway.
Right.
I think Jake and the Denver Broncos will be a good matchup for Kansas City. I feel I'm being
on the Broncos. Don't worry.
I'm not just talking.
I said we'll see. I'm not a hater. I just tell the truth. You're the one that.
No, you're a hater on the Broncos.
No, I'm not a hater on the Broncos. I'm saying we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But let me ask you this, Flo. Do you think the Broncos have enough to beat Kansas City? I do.
Maybe. It just depends. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. They've had decent. We'll talk about it when we get to the Broncos.
Here's what I'll say on the Panthers. Bryce Young is showing hope. If I'm the Panthers, I take a step back, and instead of rushing to see if I need to move on to a different quarterback, I try and help myself and give myself better weapons and better protection for this guy. 27 points against a top-tier defense is not nothing to sneeze at. That was pretty damn good, Bryce. As for the Chiefs, I get what Canteen's trying to say. Here's the biggest point, Canteen. This is what we really got to know. I don't believe they can win how they won last year the same exact way. Congrats on barely beating everybody last year and winning at the end. I think it will come back to hurt you this year. I believe teams got better. I believe a Lions team got better. I believe a Buffalo Bills looks way better. Yeah. I even believe that the Ravens could do something. All I'm saying is you have to put perspective where it's due. I know this. If you hold Mahomes and you keep the ball, see that he said it earlier. If you hold the ball and keep the ball, don't give him no time. Denver did that, except they failed the field goal. What I'm saying is, in general, if you hold the ball long enough, you can beat them. You just have to play perfect offense when it counts most in the final 5 to 7 minutes of the game, and make sure he never sees the ball again.
So, to me, it seems like they've been able to turn it on when they needed it, and that's kind of what they've been doing.
They didn't turn it on last week.
I feel like, they didn't turn it on early enough, but how many losses do they have compared to you? That's a big difference. So, they've been able to turn it on at the end of the games for the most part.
As long as we're in the offseason, we see them. That's all I care about.
How about this, Jake? They've been able to turn it on almost every game. How about that? That's a true statement.
Almost every game, really? Like I said, they don't look serious to me this year. They don't.
Okay. That's fair. That's your opinion.
I would be shocked if this team makes the AFC Championship game. And I've called that.
Been holding back. I think they've been holding back a little bit. They don't want to show everything out there. The defense kind of, is a little suspect here. I don't know if they were just not playing at their best or trying new things out there. I didn't see the game, but I think they're just holding back a little bit, waiting for the playoffs. They don't want to show too much to the Bills or anybody out there. They're waiting for the playoffs to come around, but we'll see. They're 10-1, so they're doing something right. I'm sure if Jake was 10-1, he'd be saying they're playing pretty well, no matter who they beat or how they beat them. So
last year when the Eagles were having that high, I called it out and I said the Eagles were looking bad at a time. So I want to call that in. I was the same way there too. I'm the same honest, fair guy.
So they're going to lose the next 6 or 7.
No. What I said was the Eagles didn't look promising when the playoffs started.
I said that too. Yeah, I said that too.
Okay, well, I'm telling you about the Chiefs right now, but you call me a hater on it. No, I'm just telling you what I see. They remind me of the Eagles of last year. That's what they do.
They don't remind me of that because the Chiefs didn't.
But then here's what you got to look at, Jake. Here's what I think is going to happen, man. I think the Chiefs, I just want to hit this real quick, Flo.
Okay.
The Chiefs, they got the Raiders on Friday after Thanksgiving.
The next game after that's a big one.
Then they got the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Then the Browns, Texans, Steelers, and the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna be that January 5th game at Mile House at Jake's home.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be vying for something. I mean, if they keep winning, I don't really know. But
if they have the number 1 seed locked up, I don't think anybody plays that game. I don't think they play their starters. If they have the number 1 seed locked up, and it doesn't matter if they lose that game, I don't think they play the starters that game. I think
I had said that too as well in the previous weeks. Yeah. But I also believe Buffalo is right behind them.
Yeah, Buffalo, they marching.
And it depends how Buffalo does from here on out. If Buffalo loses another game and Kansas City doesn't, then they rest everybody that game because there's no sense in playing everybody. There's no undefeated record to go for. 14-2, 15-1. There's no difference at that point. So we'll see what happens. Let us know what you think, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate Jeremy kneecap biting with the Motor City Lions over there. He's coming in. I appreciate you with everything. We're going to talk about the Philly game.
Philly did something stupid. Lose one game and fire their defensive coordinator. They made
Matt, talking about last year.
They learned nothing from Detroit.
Right, and that's true. That wasn't a good thing that they did last year. They were firing people. Kansas City's not firing anybody at this point. So they were trying to make changes because there was already turmoil within. And we know that already because we've seen the article about the coach and the quarterback last year were having some turmoil.
I just see the same way both teams are playing. I also said it reminds me of
there wasn't that
Steelers
internal
team
turmoil. There wasn't that.
Hold on, and last week, Flo, I compared it also to a Steelers team that looked great with Big Ben towards his last hurrah, they lost again. And they lost in the first round against the Browns. I also compared another team. Yeah, there was no turmoil on that team.
They had a weak schedule, though. The Chiefs have had one of the toughest schedules, and they're still.
I'm just saying, it's something to watch.
The Steelers had a weak schedule that year. All right, let's move on to the Patriots and the Dolphins. I mean, I've been saying this for the last few weeks, ever since Tua came back, that the Dolphins have really looked good. They could make a push for the playoffs. They just beat the Patriots, of course. Nothing big with the Patriots, but they beat them 34-15, and they look pretty good. Tua looks pretty good as long as he can stay healthy with this team. You have your starting quarterback, and you have a lot better chance of winning. Go ahead, Canty. What do you got here?
Man, Tua had great numbers today, man. Tua went 29 for 40, threw for 317 yards, and he threw for 4 touchdowns. I think it's the A-Chan. I think that's what we say, A-Chan or something like that.
A-Chan.
10 receptions, 32 yards for rushing, and then Jalen Waddle, 8 receptions, 144 yards, 1 touchdown. Drake May, he went 22 for 37, threw for 220 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Gibson, running back, 6 carries, 31 yards, and then Douglas, their receiver, 5 receptions, 62 yards. Right now, when we look at Waddle looked really, really good. So when we look at the AFC East, right now, I think the Buffalo Bills are like way ahead in the driver's seat at this point. And then I think you got second place would be Miami.
Right.
And then third would be the Jets. I think it's a tie between the Jets and the
Patriots.
Right.
The Patriots.
They're not making the
playoffs at this point in the season. But I mean,
Jets thing.
Here's the thing, man. If Miami can win out, I think they'll be fine, man. When we look at Miami and the rest of the course, the rest of the way, man, they got the Packers on Thursday night.
That's the big game. That's what you got to watch.
They got the Packers. They got the Packers this Thursday night at Lambeau. I don't think they're gonna beat those guys at Lambeau, but I think they'll win out. They'll end up playing.
Who knows, man? I mean, the Packers didn't look good today on offense. We'll talk about that.
They won 38-10.
Yeah, those were all turnovers. They were like turnover and plus
man.
You didn't see the game. That's why.
So I saw them playing around with them once they went up a good amount.
No. Look at the numbers. You didn't see the game.
I watched the game. I saw Jordan Love before halftime just throwing it up. They had 2 touchdowns. Christian Watson catches a ball. They're up there by so much that fast. That was not a good game.
But here's my take, guys. On that's a tough game. But I think, like I said, I don't think a team like the Miami Dolphins, they don't fare well in cold weather. So that's going to be a tough game for them. But then they got the Jets.
I mean, that's been their history, but we'll see what happens.
49ers, and then they got the Browns and the Dolphins. So they could win the next 4 out of their 5 or 6 that they have left. I think they can have a good possibility of finishing in the season at least 9-8, maybe 10-6 or so.
They're in the 8th seed, right behind the Broncos right now.
Yeah. So
the playoffs, though. They definitely have to keep winning. They definitely have to keep winning.
Yeah.
The scary thing is they have the Packers in Green Bay.
Right.
Colin said it on his show, and I want to repeat it. Thanks, Colin. Tua actually has a horrible record in the cold. Mm-hmm. He might be 1-7, 1-6 in cold weather.
Yep.
Green Bay. Let me tell you something about Green Bay, especially in this time. You ain't playing in no sunny weather, buddy. So, congrats, Patriots.
What happened?
Congrats, Patriots. Congrats, you beat the Patriots. Congrats. But now you have a big game to go to. Not only that, you are fighting for Denver, but also you could be fighting for the Ravens. The Ravens lose tomorrow. Yeah. They could very well have that last seed as well. They'd have 5 losses.
Yep.
So that is a good sign of them too. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's tightening up again. It's definitely tightening up the wild card spots.
I love that game tomorrow. It's a win-win for us.
We'll see what happens. All right, let us know your thoughts on that. Patriots, can the Dolphins still make the playoffs? We'll see what happens. So we're just kind of going down the line. We had the early games, another early game. Of course, my Cowboys played the Commanders, and I'm sure Jake was going against my Cowboys, but they pulled it out.
I didn't care at all. I just didn't want him to have a good numbers.
Game. Yeah, in a crazy game. And Jeremy says that the Dolphins can. We'll see. Appreciate you for tuning in and participating. Talk about this game, a wild and crazy game. Turnovers and a kick return from Turpin. It was just crazy. Canteen talk about it. My Cowboys with the Commanders. I can't find any Commanders online now. Any fans?
See, Flo, you want to try to throw shade tonight? Now you want to throw
I'm
shade?
just looking for them. They were looking. They got me out the last 4 weeks. They've been at me.
Hey, man, that game was 34-26, man. Cooper Rush went 24 for 32, threw for over 250 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rico Dowd, 19 carries, 86 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 10 receptions, 67 yards. Jaden Daniels, 25 for 38, 275 yards. He threw 2 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions. He actually had 7 carries, rushed for 74 yards, and then 1 touchdown. Mm-hmm. Terry McLaurin, 5 receptions, 102 yards, 1 TD.
Yeah, go ahead.
Initially, when me and Flo picked, I picked the Commanders would win, but then I went back and Flo, you can go back and look on my timeline. Before the game kicked off, before 1 o'clock, I said the Cowboys will win it by upset, and I used Jake's words. You heard it here first.
I said the NFC Beast show. I said that the Cowboys would. That we were due.
The Cowboys look like a completely different team, and the way they played on the road and won was exceptional. I think the only poor thing about this entire game was the kicking was poor. This was some of the poorest kickers.
Well, they missed 2 extra points, I think.
Yeah, all season, and then the Commanders missed a kick, and I mean, I know Dan Quinn was kicking himself in the tail, but then they got the ball back and they scored, and then they just.
It's the Cowboys' revenge game.
It ended up being a shooting match. So, man, this right here really makes me question. This makes me question the Commanders, man. The Commanders lost 2 or 3 straight?
3. This is their 3rd straight.
The 3rd loss, man. And
is this a pattern, or is they just been up some tough teams and they had some tough breaks?
Here's the thing,
pattern for them.
Here's the thing. They got some time off to heal up. Then they got their schedule. The duration of the schedule is not bad, man, because they end up. They got the Titans, Saints. They got the Eagles. They got the Falcons, and then they play the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. So they could win maybe 3 out of the next 4 or 5.
Just beat the Texans. I mean,
but like I said, at this point in the season, man, I mean they kind of got embarrassed at home, man, because a lot of people had their hopes up, had their hopes that the Dallas would lose, but Dallas ended up winning. I think this is, just the thing. Dallas should win out a few more games, but Dallas got to really go back to the drawing board and really make some executive decisions about the future of the Cowboys franchise.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's definitely tough without your starting quarterback, but I mean, look at the 49ers today. Look at the 49ers without the starting quarterback, how they look.
So,
it's tough. It's all any.
If only Dak was out the whole season, Ken. Who would have thought? You would have thought Dak had been out the whole season.
He's been out at least 4 games, so we'll see. So we pull this out. What do you got, Jake? I know you're a Cowboy hater, so.
Oh, no Cowboy hater. In fact, I love this game because the guy that I think everybody had as rookie quarterback of the year, man, I wonder.
That's a good question, Flo. Flo, answer that question.
What?
Why is Dallas?
I have no idea.
I called that out before too, because at home they get their asses whooped. Yes, I did last week. I said that.
You said we were going to lose this game.
That's fine. They could win. They could win. They're not going to go to the playoffs, Flo. They're not going to the playoffs, Flo.
Just go.
They're not going to the playoffs
either. You might not go to the playoffs. You're number 7 seed. So
as I was saying, the Cowboys won this game. Congrats. I think the Commanders, the bad thing about the Commanders.
He's trying to make jokes. He's trying to make the fail can't see. Who is this guy, man? Who's this guy trying to make jokes?
Falcons can't win.
Yeah, he's a Detroit
with the Cowboys winning, it just showed you that the Commanders are a young team. They're just young. They have to establish it. Dan Quinn's got to get better at that. With that,
but is this a bad sign, Jake? I mean, that's 3 in a row.
That's fine. If you really think about it, though, would you rather be Mike McCarthy in Dallas' situation, or would you rather be Washington in their situation? I'd take Washington's situation 9 times out of 10.
I'm talking about for this year.
I'm telling you, this year, I think their team, he has a great future coming up. As I was saying,
with a young quarterback.
Congrats, Cowboys, for winning this one game.
Jeremy B. He told you who he was.
But
smoking.
It's a hard thing for the Commanders because the Commanders now have opened up the gateways for anybody in the NFC West. So the NFC West was kind of strucken out, where they couldn't make the playoffs except the division. Now the Commanders open that up to where now they might be able to make a division win. So, I mean, a wild card win. So in the end, congrats, Cowboys. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Moves you up to the draft. That's about it.
It means something. It means a win. That's what it means. All right, so here we go. Let us know what you guys think. We got the Titans at the Texans. Man, the Texans lose one at home against the Titans. I mean, it is a division game, but I mean, they should have won this. Everybody had already written off the Titans. What do you got here, Ken?
37-20
Houston. Go ahead.
32-27, man. Houston. Will Levis went 18 for 24, 278 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tony Pollard had a good day, man. 24 carries, 119 yards, 1 touchdown. Calvin Ridley, 5 receptions, 93 yards. CJ Stroud, 20 for 33, 247 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Mixon, 14 carries, 22 yards. Nico Collins, 5 receptions, 92 yards on TD. Man, I had no intention or I had no thoughts in my mind that a team as poor as Tennessee's been playing, that they would win the game today, man. This is kind of really exposing the Texans at this point in the season. Okay. But I mean, as me and you have already said, man, the AFC. I mean,
they've gone 1-3 in the last 4 games.
Right, but the AFC South is so weak, man. I mean, you got a 7-5 team in
they'll win it by default, you think?
They'll win by default. The Colts are 5-7, Titans 3-8, and then you got the Jags at 2-9. So, I mean, they'll win by default, but like I said, they'll probably end up, based on their seeding, they'll probably end up getting like a first round game at home, wild card game or whatever. Or they'll get a wild card game or what have you, and then they'll end up doing like they did last year. They haven't really improved on a great note, man. They look good on both sides of the ball, but to lose a game
had
like
a sophomore slump, like I was talking about early in the season.
You did say that. I mean, that's one of the things I will caveat on what you said, Flo. You said quarterbacks out of their rookie year, they tank. That is a true statement that you have said.
Sophomore slump, yeah.
Well, tank. Well, I mean, they don't look as
struggle,
and so I like AFC South. The Texans, they'll win that division by default, but much more than that, them going divisional round, whatever. I think that they'll probably win wild card round, get to the
one and done.
They'll be. Jake just clarified it, man.
I called this too. I said that I don't know why everybody was high on the Texans. I warned this. I don't know why everybody was preaching up CJ Stroud. It made no sense to me. He was on Micah's podcast the whole time talking about he's one of them guys. Let me tell you something, buddy. You're not there yet. You have to prove consistently that you're one of those guys. You don't just get to say you are. You beat a bad who'd they beat last year? Oh, they beat the bad Browns team in the playoffs last year. And he thought he arrived.
Joe Flacco.
Like I said, in the end, Texans do not look good at all. You're right. That guy said it perfectly. Good thing that your whole division is trash. I knew AR was going to be straight crap. The Colts sucked it up today too. So you're safe by default in the AFC South. Congrats. That's the best you're going to be.
Yeah, I mean, the Texans are struggling. I talked about TJ having a little bit of a sophomore slump, and looks like he is. He's been struggling a little bit. He hasn't quite had the season that he had before, or at least in his rookie year. But, I mean, I think that's expected most of the time with these rookie quarterbacks, especially if they have a really good first season. Let us know what you guys think. I appreciate Smoking Jeremy B, coming in and tapping in with us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in, brother.
Buccaneers at the Giants. I mean, this was kind of expected, but the Bucs look pretty good, Canteen. I told you they had a pretty easy schedule going in. They could take over your Falcons, and I mean, you guys are in trouble. I mean, you guys are on a bye this week, but you guys got to come out and start winning. The Bucs are like only 1 game behind or something. They're 5-6 now, and I think Evans came back, and so he's got his top receiver back. Talk about this game and what this means for the Bucs, really. The Giants. We can talk about the Giants and Daniel Jones too getting released.
All right, man. So that victory was 37. So you got Baker Mayfield 24 for 30, 294 yards. Irvin, their running back, 12 carries, 87 yards, 1 touchdown. Mike Evans had a decent game, so-so game, 5 receptions, 68 yards. Tommy DeVito. 21 for 30, 189 yards. Tracy Jr., their rusher, had 9 carries, 42 yards. And Neighbors, their receiver, really good kid, 6 receptions, 64 yards. Man, you did make this mention, Flo. The Falcons have a tougher road ahead, man. The Falcons they're looking at, they have to go to the Chargers on next week. I believe they have to go to the Chargers on Sunday
after their bye week. Yeah,
they got the Chargers Sunday. Chargers, Vikings, Raiders, Giants, Commanders, and Panthers. So
right,
they got to win a few of those, but I think it's gonna be a tough road out of the Chargers, depending on what the Chargers do on tomorrow night. That's a big piece on what happens with the Chargers in Baltimore tomorrow night. The Giants are in a phase of rebuilding. I understand why they got rid of. I understand why Jones ended up.
They would have waited till the end of the season, though, right? I mean, I thought they just released him.
But I know they mentioned something about an injury clause and $23 million would be guaranteed if he ended up getting hurt or something happened with him along the way. So I'm kind of glad they kind of dissolved him, let him go. I guess they're going to tank the rest of their season. They're going to look at the draft. When we look at draft stock with those guys, maybe Travis Hunter. I don't foresee Shedeur Sanders even going that way at all. Mm-hmm. But overall, the Giants, they're just doing what the Giants do, man. The Giants. It was maybe a couple of years ago. Flo. I know you remember this, man. Maybe like a year or two ago, when there were 3 teams out of the NFC East that went. The Giants went to the playoffs, Cowboys went, and the Eagles. 3 teams out of that division went to the playoffs, and they haven't done anything since. They went and played at, I think it was at the Vikings, and the Vikings spanked them, and they haven't really done anything since that point. Tampa Bay, a lot left for Tampa Bay. We'll see what they're gonna do, man. It'll be between Tampa and the Falcons for capturing that NFC South, man.
Jeremy says Kirk has been money on prime time and pedestrian at 1 o'clock. What do you think?
But Kirk Cousins ain't won no playoff games, man.
Right.
Kirk is not.
Are you starting to worry about Kirk now? Are you starting to worry now? I mean, he's looking good.
I think he'll finish the season well, but I need to see him in a playoff position. I need to see what he's going to. I mean, he's been with the Commanders, no playoff appearances. With Minnesota, no playoff appearances. He's done well this season, but show me what he can do in a playoff game. Show me he's worth that $106 million that we paid him.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, Jake, let us know. What do you think? Can the Bucs overtake the Falcons at this point? I mean, it's close.
It all depends on if they can win these games. Here's the thing about the Falcons. The Falcons have to win they got to, if not win out, they got to win, not lose more than 2 games.
2 games, right.
Yeah, right. I think more than 2 games. As for the Giants, the thing that saves them also is in head-to-head. I think they
beat them head-to-head twice already.
Yeah, so that is the good thing.
Probably beat them by 1 game at least.
So if they end up tying the head-to-head record, so you got to at least stay tying with them, Ken.
Right.
As for the Giants, that move was straight up as easy as it could be, guys. It's a move to get the number 1 overall pick, and I think it's smart by Brian Daboll. I think Brian Daboll went upstairs and said, guys, I took this trash quarterback, took him to won a playoff game, beat the Vikings, and then I lose. Yeah, they did. They beat the Vikings and then lost. And then last year, they underperformed. Of course, he got nothing with Saquon. Saquon ends up going to his rival, destroying them. So I think he went up to the front office and told them, guys, I need a quarterback. Mm-hmm. Let me have a chance this offseason. And I think that's what they're doing.
Does anybody pick up Daniel Jones before the season's over?
No. Well, not right now.
I will say a playoff contending type team, make him as a good backup.
Okay.
I know that was one of the things I heard on ESPN this morning. Like somebody's going to pick him up where he could be a good backup.
I mean, is that something Daniel Jones would want, or do you think he wants a shot at a starting job?
You better be happy about that. He ain't got nothing to say.
I'm just saying. I'm talking about Daniel Jones. I mean, I know you don't think so, but I'm saying you think he's.
I know he better be happy if he gets picked up as a backup.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, that's what y'all think. All right, so let us know what you guys think. Hit that like button. Thanks for the comments. Everybody comment. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and let us know what you think. Let's go to the Vikings and the Bears. Vikings pull out a win against the Bears. Both quarterbacks actually looked pretty good, Cantina, in this one. I'm surprised that Darnold is still playing as well as he is. I mean, he's had up and down games, and this is one of his up games. And the defense for the Vikings let the Bears kind of go all over them. I'm a little surprised with the defense. We'll see if this is just an anomaly. Let us know. What do you think about this and these 2 teams? I know probably the Bears are out of it at this point, but I mean they still technically got a chance. But what do you think, Canteen? Talk about this game.
So I think the Bears' chances are done at this point in the season, man. You got 3 teams playing over 500 at this point. You got the The Minnesota Vikings. Well, no. Let me backtrack. The Lions 1, Vikings 2, and Green Bay 3, and then they're at the 4. But Sam Darnold ended up going 22 for 34. He threw for 330 yards, 2 touchdowns. Aaron Jones rushed for 22 carries, 106 yards, 1 touchdown. Addison, 8 receptions, 162 yards, 1 touchdown. Caleb Williams, 32 for 47, 300. He threw for 340 yards. Had a good day passing the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and then quarterback had a good game.
He rushed for 6 carries, 33 yards, and then more 7 receptions, 106 yards, 1 touchdown. Their offense has played really, really well, man. I have to give a shout out to Thomas Brown, man, a former Georgia alumni. He's done really, really well since they promoted him into the offensive coordinator position. But man, at this point in the season, man, the Vikings are on a high. The Vikings continue to win. I don't foresee the Vikings losing. I think that division, the Vikings, it's going to come down to the Vikings and the Lions, but I think the Lions will end up winning that division, and the Vikings will fall into one of those wild card positions, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think Jeremy said the Vikings made the same mistake the Packers did. They went to prevent zone defense in the second half. Caleb is good versus zone only.
That's a good point.
So, okay. All right, listen, what you think, Jake? The Vikings and the Bears. The Vikings I think the smart thing about the Vikings is they haven't let Darnold passes too much. They've been pretty balanced with Aaron Jones and the run game and not put too much into Darnold's hands. What do you think here about the Vikings and the Bears?
He played well. Not only that, here's the point too. Boy, Caleb can't. I know he tried, but this boy, man, I wanted to see an Andrew Luck type season. It hurts me to watch this go down like this. This was supposed to be the next. The thing is, though, Flo, the prodigy was supposed to be him. He was the next Andrew Luck, the next for sure pick. And honestly, I could honestly say
this have a great coach, though.
The third or fourth. Neither did Andrew Luck. Chuck Pagano was not good, and he took him to the playoffs. A bad Colts team. He took a bad Colts team. I think Caleb should be held accountable for what he was projected to be when he walked in. The best quarterback in that draft. They said he was practically the next Pat Mahomes. This is just sad to watch. He has failed miserably.
It's a team sport.
No. Here's the thing. They went in the offseason and gave him receivers. This is not a bad wide receiver group. DJ Moore, Kyle Allen. What's his first name? I forget. But he was even good for Herbert in them. Cole Kmet. Man, Odunze's not a bad even slot receiver. These guys are not bad. This is just a failure in my aspect. And I'm not even blaming anything on Matt. Matt Eberflus' defense is actually playing well. Matt Eberflus' defense has played well in several games. And Caleb has failed to win these games. I'm just calling a spade a spade. Caleb, try again next year, bro. That was bad to watch. That was bad to watch over and over and over again. At one point in time, this division was looking like the Bears could actually win this division at one point. It was very scary to go now to 4-7. I think they're on like a 5 or 6 game losing streak. I really do.
Right. But I mean, you can't put that all on Caleb.
I have to because I think the defense plays well most of the time. The defense plays decent.
Okay.
You know, 20-19.
Stuff like that. Line is a problem. Yeah, he has been running around quite a bit.
Thing is Caleb, what I've heard is Caleb can get out of pockets like no other. If you looked at USC, he was the best one. He should have known. USC never had no line.
You don't want to know, boy. You don't want to know what he thinks about Bo Nix. Or he's been telling you already.
Oh, we'll be there. We'll be there. Don't you worry. We'll get there.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about when we talk about the Broncos. I'm sure he'll love to talk about that. Yeah, I don't know. I think Caleb has done better. I think all the quarterbacks have done almost the same. All the rookie quarterbacks that are, Bo Nix,
really?
Caleb Williams, Jane. I think look at they're all in the 80s with their passer rating. They all have they're
wins
all
and losses
similar.
They've
had
wins and losses.
Yeah, wins and losses matter, but it's
a
team sport. That's a team statistic.
Can't hear that.
If you look at how they played, they're all played basically the same. There hasn't been a lot of difference in their actual play as far as their statistics. Look at their statistics, everybody, and let me know.
Like I said, in the end,
wrong.
You got wins and losses have to prove something.
Yeah,
You're
but
not
I'm
playing
saying wins
for
and
stats.
losses are team games. Wins and losses.
What
are
I'm
team
saying though is in movements as it counts, there are plays that Jaden Daniels made to beat the Bears. That's why that win is on him against the Bears and against Caleb.
It was a Hail Mary that they won on.
No, he outplayed Caleb that whole game.
Yeah, but that's how they
What
won.
I'm saying is this is what happens. Your wins and losses have to matter for some point. We're not playing for stats.
But not as a quarterback. Stats are what
matter. What? Quarterback should be known as wins and losses no matter what. What are we talking about?
No, I don't think so. No, you can't put it.
If that's the case, Dan Marino's the greatest. Hey, Dan Marino's the greatest quarterback of all time, guys. He's got the best stats.
Dan Marino's a great quarterback. He's one of the greatest.
He's not in the top 5 anymore, in my opinion. He's not even top 3.
All right,
he's got great stats.
Top 3, Jake. Top 3.
He's in the top 5.
Real quick.
So Cardinals at the Seahawks.
Brady. I'm gonna go Brady, Manning, and I'll give it to Mahomes.
Brady, Manning, Mahomes.
Brady, Mahomes, Manning. That's what I'll do. Mahomes deserves it.
Nah. I'll go out. You want to go, Canteen? Top 3?
Brady, Steve Young.
I will say this: Steve Young's 1 championship is bigger than all of Joe Montana's 4.
Yeah,
for what they did.
I'll go Brady, Young. I like my.
That's exactly what I said. Motor City Lions.
It's close.
I don't care if it's close. Sorry,
Brady Young, Peyton. Brady Young and Peyton Manning.
There you go.
I'll go for me. That's a tough one. Top 3. Man, I gotta go Peyton, Elway, Marino, Mahomes. That's where I gotta go.
You ain't got Brady in there?
Nah, Brady. That first 3 Super Bowls, he didn't do nothing.
You're hating.
First 3 Super Bowls, he didn't do nothing. It was all defense.
You're crazy. What are you talking about?
And I'm a Brady hater. It's a team sport. It's a team sport, brother.
Team sport.
You better go watch that Carolina Panthers game and see why they hung 32 and then he didn't do nothing.
I'm just saying. Brady, later on his career, was better as a quarterback.
You had to give Brady the GOAT whenever he came back on that 28.
That game against the Raiders, what is it called?
You're hating on Brady, bro. And I'm not a Brady fan.
Oh, the one where that was lucky when the Raiders strip sacked him and they call it a fumble.
Yeah. He had practically 2 seasons. He had 2 careers practically.
There was a Chargers game where they were losing in the playoffs. The Chargers had the game. They intercepted the ball from Brady. No, they intercepted the ball from Brady. The guy ran it back, phoned it back to the Patriots, and the Patriots won that game. That's another one he wouldn't have had because of Brady.
And so taking maybe 1 or 2 away from him. That boy still has 5 rings.
In the first couple, he didn't do anything. I don't think he
what are you talking about? He drove down the field to win the game against the Rams.
You didn't throw any touchdowns to win in that Super Bowl, I think. I mean, come on.
You can't say that, bro. Get to the next one.
Brady is definitely over Mahomes, 41-9. Yeah. Go back to that.
Mahomes didn't have an offensive line that game.
I don't want to hear that.
It's a team sport.
Oh, don't do that crap. You boy, we keep using that one.
Defense saved him. He threw.
Flo needs a shirt and says it's a team sport every time. You know what? Then I don't want to hear why y'all losing with Dak because it's a team sport. You only lost your quarterback. I don't want to hear that. It's a team sport.
Yeah, but you can't lose
that crap. That team sport's out the window now. I don't want to hear Dak, but y'all better keep winning now without Dak. I want to keep saying it's a team sport.
It is a team sport.
Okay, well, win without Dak. You only lost 1 player.
It's a team sport. You have to have your starting quarterback.
Get out of here, Flo. Get out of here. I don't want to hear the excuses now. You made it a team sport. Make it a team sport all the way through.
Man, get out of here. You're a knucklehead, man. You don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm a knucklehead. I'm the one that's been right all the time.
You are a knucklehead. So Cardinals at the Seahawks. Cardinals up and down. And the Seahawks 5-5 now, or actually they're both 6-5 now, with the Cardinals being up and down with this. I mean, what to think about the Cardinals? They were in first place. Now I think they're tied.
They tied.
Yeah, I mean the Seahawks beat them. It wasn't a real pretty game. I mean, talk about this game and what does this mean? Who's going to win that division? I don't even know now.
All right, man. 16-6 Seahawks, man. I predicted and projected that the Seahawks were going to win at the 12th man. So I got that one right. Kyler Murray went 24 for 37, 285 yards, 1 interception. Benson rushed 4 carries, 18 yards. McBride, 12 receptions, 133 yards. Geno Smith, that doggone Geno Smith, 23 for 31, 254 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Kenneth Walker, 16 carries, 41 yards. And Jigba, he's on my fantasy team, man. 6 receptions, 77 yards, 1 TD. All right, guys, here's what I'm gonna say, man. You got 2 teams at 6-5. So, man, the whole division is kind of crazy because everybody's playing almost. You got 3 teams that are right at 500. The Rams are at 5-5. The Cardinals at 6-5, and the Seahawks at 6-5.
The Rams went tonight. They'll be 3 at 6-5.
Now,
the Rams.
Here's what I think gonna happen tonight, man. I picked the Eagles to win tonight, but I think
about this game.
Okay, but I will get to that. The Eagles better win tonight, or it's gonna be a 3-way tie for people. It's gonna be a 3-way tie for that division. 3 6-5 teams. Who's
gonna win that division?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because you got everybody's neck and neck, man. And
they're all up and down, dude. All the teams are up and down. It's
up
crazy.
And down. So right now, if I had to pick a team to win that division right now, I'm probably gonna go Seattle. Closely followed by the Rams. Followed by the Rams. Yeah.
Okay, so now you're off the Cardinals. Okay.
Cardinals done, man.
Okay, Cardinals are done. Oh, so it's gonna be between the Rams and Seattle to you.
Rams, Seattle win that division, man.
I got.
Go ahead.
I'll go the same thing. I'll go Rams, Seattle as well. Man, the Niners are really scaring me. Now, if they can get back healthy with C-Mac does not look the same. C-Mac does not look the same right now. I don't know what I'm watching, but that is bad to watch. If they can come back healthy with a C-Mac, I'll change it. But right now, it's between Seattle and the Rams.
Yeah, they're still in first with the division record, right. But then you have a 3-way tie based off a record. Right. But then, like I say, he's right. The Cardinals will still be number 1 based off of the division.
I'd have to look at their schedule. I just
don't believe in Kyler, man. He made a bonehead play today. He threw a pick 6 during that drive.
He's made a dumb bunch of bonehead plays.
Who?
Jordan Love. He made a couple of bonehead plays.
Jordan has 3 losses. There's a difference.
I'm just saying, but it doesn't matter. You just talked about a bonehead play.
The thing about it is Kyler will make a bonehead. Here's the difference, though. Jordan can make a best up plays. He's a gunslinger. He's gonna keep going. I think when Kyler plays, he starts thinking on that pick. Jordan don't care, bro. He's fearless. I'll throw a pick. I'll throw a touchdown the next play. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's Jordan for you. Don't do that. They ain't the same. Jordan way better than Kyler.
I don't think so.
Seattle has
Jordan hasn't looked that good this year. We'll talk about that again. All right, so let's go. Huh?
Who you said hadn't looked good?
Jordan.
I said Jordan Love hasn't looked that great.
No, I love what they're doing, and this is exactly what they need to do.
You want that game next?
No, let's do Broncos Raiders, and then we'll do 49ers Packers. That was the last game of the. So I know he's done.
Broncos and the Raiders.
He's already
Omar's Raiders. They sorry to you.
Beautiful game, guys. Go ahead, Canteen. Bring up them stats. Bring up them beautiful stats.
All right, so you got the 29. The Denver Broncos won 29-19. Man, let's look at the stats. Bo Nix, 5 for 42, threw for 273 yards, threw for 2 touchdowns.
Russ.
No, Russ didn't have 2 touchdowns.
Oh, one more touchdown.
That counts. He won the game. There's a reason he scored. He won.
McLaughlin, 7 carries, 44 yards. Cortland Sutton, 8 receptions, 97 yards, and he scored 2 touchdowns. Minshew, 25-42, 230 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. McCormick, 5 carries, 33 yards, and Myers, 10 receptions, 121 yards. At this point in the season, Flo, the AFC West, man, you have to take the Denver Broncos serious. And I'm not just saying this because Jake is here, but when we look at the division right now,
to make a run, or just serious as just as a playoff team?
Just serious to make a run and serious as a playoff team, because like I said, tomorrow night's game has
huge.
A lot of
man, I love that game.
Tomorrow night's game got a lot of implications. So, I mean, it's between Baltimore and the Chargers. Whoever wins that game is going to control a lot. But then here's what Jake has for the here's what I want to say about Jake for the duration of the season. Jake actually has a pretty decent, easy way to get to the playoffs because when you look at it.
Well, hold on, Canteen.
Let me finish, Jake.
Better tough.
You'll beat the Browns at Mile High.
Maybe.
Then you got the Colts coming to Mile High. They're an indoor team. You'll beat them outside. You go to the Chargers. Then you go to the Bengals, and then your last game you play
Kansas City.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't know. Canteen, the Colts are fighting for a.
Don't say the Colts right now. Please don't say the Colts right now. They scored a whopping 6 points today.
Yeah, but they're fighting.
Please don't say they're a sleeper team anymore. That team looks like crap.
Come on, get out of here.
No, get out of here with that. See, Flo can't stand the Broncos. He's hoping the team can upset the Broncos.
You take one game out of
proportion. Come on, Jake.
On the team.
No. You put one game that he played well against the Jets, and you thought he was back. I've been saying he's trash.
He played good. I didn't even say he was back. You always exaggerate what I say. I said he had a good game, and they won the game.
You said that this Colts team is a sleeper team last week, and they come and play the Lions this week and got their ass whooped.
It was close until the end.
No. What do you mean it was close? What?
It was close.
Man, get out of here with that. As for the Broncos, great dub, guys. Bo Nix the fix is him. I'm so proud that we have our QB for the next 15 years. I'm loving every second. Raiders, y'all get ready for that first round draft pick, guys. You're going to have an early one. Don't y'all worry.
Shador Sanders.
Well, I don't know if they're going there or the Giants. Here's my point on Bo, though. I don't want to hear that the rookie of the year is set. Because Bo Nix has now caught up with Jaden Daniels throwing 2 picks today, and Bo has scored more touchdowns than him too. They're literally 1 pick away from each other and 100 yards off. So let's calm that down about the rookie of the year. Everybody was screaming 5 weeks ago that Jaden Daniels running away with it. No. Bo has caught up. Well, Bo has now caught up.
Yeah, it's a close one, right?
And I'm proud of Bo. Good job, Bo Nix. That's what you do.
We'll see how it finishes out. I mean, there's still 5-6 games left. We'll see.
Absolutely. See what the Commanders do as well.
Yeah, let's see what they do.
Congrats, Broncos. Great dub.
Yeah.
2-0 those bums. 2-0 them this year.
We'll see. We'll see how the Broncos how they finish out. I mean, they've been a team that's been up and down too, but they have definitely.
Yeah, we had Russ last year. We ain't got that guy. Don't worry. We'll look a little better.
Yeah, I didn't even talk about Russ. You're the one talking about Russ.
No, I'm just telling you, there's a difference in QBs.
I didn't even say nothing about Russ. Come on.
I just said, you said the Broncos are a team like that. Yeah, last year we had Russ. The past couple of years we had Russ.
A big deal with the quarterback. Who's in first place and what place are you in?
You're the one that says it's a team sport. I'm telling you that the quarterback changes the team.
You're the one that's talking about wins, not me. So according
with
to your
the quarterback, absolutely. Because I believe in Bo way more.
Who's a better quarterback? Russ is in first place. You're in third place. Who's a better quarterback?
What do you mean? Who's a better quarterback?
You just said wins have to mean something.
No. Russ didn't win all those games.
Don't you tell that, Flo. There's a W next to his name. What do you mean he didn't win those games?
Flo, he didn't win those games when Justin Fields won those games. Flo,
W count.
Flo, did Justin Fields win some of those games? Yes or no, Flo?
Get him, can. He just said
you said you did say wins count. So
yes, wins count. Here's the thing, Canteen. Did Russ win all those games to be in first place? Yes or no?
Yes, he did.
He did, really?
I'll say their defense.
I thought Justin Fields was playing half the season.
He was on the winning side.
Oh, get out of here. He was sitting down with a clipboard? That counts as wins for him?
He was injured.
Get out of here, buddy. Like I said, hey, you're reaching. You be hating on my Broncos. Go ahead and hate on them from over there. No. His wins do count. But like I said, he don't have all those wins. Justin Fields has those wins.
He's 3-1 if he finishes the season.
Justin Fields has those wins, Flo. Not Russ.
Okay.
Sorry, buddy.
You're saying if Russ wasn't healthy, he wouldn't have those wins.
Well, we just saw something happen this past week where he lost to a bad Browns team. What are you talking about?
They've lost more games with Fields than with Russ.
Wait, be careful now. We're getting closer and closer.
And look, the reason Fields was pulled was only one TD. During that stretch,
Russell has
yes. Hold on. Ask the Lions this question. This is the easiest question in the book. He played the Jets and the Giants the first 2 weeks. Congrats. Okay. My thing was Flo and Matt, my buddy from the Final Say podcast, shout out Final Say. They said Russ will be able to throw this team away and make it so great because their offense will look so better. All I'm saying is kneecap. Think about this. Why is Russ giving us the same numbers Justin Fields can give you as well? Go look at the past 2 games. He's giving you 1 touchdown.
But it looks
like
better.
I said, he's giving you 1 touchdown in 2 games.
But it looks better.
Okay.
Touchdowns
all I knew is when he played good teams, this is what was going to happen. Or if he plays teams that know how to play against him.
You saying he hadn't played good teams?
No, what I'm saying is when he plays teams that know how to play against him, this is what happens. I called that. I called that. I called that.
Okay, 49ers at the Packers canteen. What does this mean for the Niners? Are they done for this season? And the Packers, they're in 3rd place still. They got to keep winning.
All right, man. So when we look at this game, man, it was 38-10 on this game. I don't even know who this kid is. Allen. He was the back, I guess, like 2nd or 3rd string. He hadn't played in so many years. This guy. They came in for Brock Purdy, but he went 17 for 29, 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Christian McCaffrey, 11 carries, 31 yards. George Kittle, 6 receptions, 82 yards, 1 touchdown. Jordan Love, he didn't look too hot, man. 13 for 23, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs had a decent game, man. He had 26 carries, 106 yards, 3 touchdowns, and Dubes 3 receptions, 54 yards, man. I think Green Bay is going to continue to march along through the season. Like I said, they'll probably end up. I really, it's hard for me to say how the playoff thing's going to end up, but there may be 3 teams out of the NFC North.
It's the toughest division.
Yeah, and so 2 of those teams will end up being wild
1,
cards.
2, and 3 losses right there.
Yeah. So Jake covered that point. San Fran, go back to the drawing board. Got a lot of injuries, a lot of missing pieces, man. I don't even think Shanahan made a lot of poor coaching calls today, man. A lot of poor coaching calls when I watched that game today, man. But hey, San Fran, they'll regroup, whatever. But Green Bay
all kinds of turnovers. Yeah. I mean, they were struggling without their starting quarterback, right, Cam?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
That kid Allen, he looked really, really bad.
Christian McCaffrey had 11 carries for 31 yards. That's the biggest point of the game right there. That's not good. That's not the C-Mac I know.
No,
they've won games with bad QBs before. Good teams can do that. They don't just make excuses whenever they lose a quarterback. But in the past, 49ers win with bad quarterbacks. They've won with Jimmy Garoppolo before. They've won with Nick Mullins. The thing is Christian McCaffrey does not look good right now. This is what I said from the get-go. If their quarterback, what I mean by that is their heart and soul is Christian McCaffrey. If he is not healthy and up to par, this team does not do well, and they're very exposable. This is exactly what's going on.
I'm actually fearful that the Packers could miss the playoffs. I mean, Jordan Love has not looked great this season.
He's not.
He hasn't looked great. This game, he only threw 160 yards. He actually led the NFL in interceptions.
I'll get into what Jordan Love. No. What you have to give credit to, and I love what they're doing.
He had 2 less games than everybody, and he led the NFL in interceptions.
Right. Here's the thing that I love. That what's the head coach's name? I always forget. Matt LaFleur. I told y'all at the very beginning of the season. Yeah, in fact, actually in the offseason last year in March, I said, guys, the best move was Josh Jacobs. They're in Green Bay. Let me tell you something, guys. This is why you get Josh Jacobs. In cold weather, when it gets really cold, you have a running back. You don't need to rely on your quarterback. You run the damn ball. Go look up Josh Jacobs running. He destroyed today. This is what you do if you're a Green Bay opponent. Not only that, you still control your destiny. You still control your destiny to be a 1 seed or a top of the. You can have a bye week as well if the right things go right. Here's the thing. You play in Green Bay, not a lot of things. They're only 2 games behind, and the Lions play. They have a tough schedule here on out too. So this is what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Congratulate your Packers. 8-3 is a very good record right now. Very good. Can't deny that.
Yeah. And Jake made a good point, man.
Those aren't all Jordan Love. 3 of those are Malik Willis.
Absolutely. That tells you about good coaching. They don't blame it on the quarterback. I know a team that does that. They say once their quarterback's down, they're done. See, the thing Matt LaFleur said is, I don't care if my quarterback's down. We'll still win the game. See, we don't make excuses like other teams.
Whatever.
Get out of here, Flo. You know what I'm talking about?
Starting quarterback goes down.
Thanks for pointing that out to me about Malik, bro. I appreciate that. You're right. Team sport right there. Other teams don't do that. They cry whenever they lose their quarterback and don't play no more.
The team rallied around them and they won those games.
Well, hey, all I know is Cooper Rush looked good 2 years ago. Why couldn't he do it again this year?
because they
got
have a
blown
different
out
team
the past
around
2 weeks.
them. They have a different team
Bum.
around them.
Bum.
Different team around them. We had like a top 5 running.
Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear
Sport.
it. You don't even know how to argue. That's the thing when you're losing.
Now, I will caveat on what Jake just said, man. The Lions road ahead is not easy, man. The Lions, they got 3 straight games at home, but they got the Thanksgiving game with the Bears, then they got the Packers rolling in, and then they got the Bills rolling in the following Sunday. And then the Bears, they got the 49ers, and then they're in the season at home against the Vikings. So it ain't really an easy way ahead. So, I mean, there's still...
Green Bay's got a tough schedule, right?
Yeah, I was
Miami, who's trying to get a playoff spot. Detroit, Seattle. Then they got Minnesota again. I mean... It's a lot of good football left, man. A lot of good football left. Look at what you guys think. Let's go. I think that's all the games that we need to cover.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this game coming up. It started already. We have the game Sunday Night Football right now. Who's playing right now?
The Eagles versus the Rams.
We're talking about the Eagles and the Rams. They're now 3-0 early or late in the first quarter. It's 3-0. Rams losing by 3 points. It's a close game. It's early on. What do you think about this game, Canteen? Who do you like?
Man, I originally picked the Eagles to win, man, but I feel good about the Rams tonight. I'm going to stick to my guns on paper, what we decided, but I think the Rams winning tonight will put them in a good position to really, really thrive. Even if the Eagles lose, they're still good. But like tonight, I think this game is going to be a close game. I'm going to go 23-20. And I like the Rams at home. I think the Rams will come back. I think the Rams will take care of this game at home at SoFi, man.
Okay. What do you like in this game? Early it's 3-0 Eagles, or late in the first quarter?
Eagles win this game. The Rams, I don't think, have a better team than them. The thing that you got to give credit to is the Eagles team is looking very well this season. Very well. They're proving a lot of doubters. A lot of teams think that they were going to break within. They have not. They have practically shown you that they can show up and show out. Proud of these guys. They're stepping up when it counts most. Very, very well. Very well too. Good move, guys. Good move. They're destroying that. I think they'll stay winning this game too.
All right, I like the Rams in this game. I just think the Rams are a little more desperate. The Eagles, they played well for sure the last games. But they haven't really, played anybody. They played Cleveland, Giants, Cincinnati, who hasn't losing to everybody, Jacksonville, Dallas, who losing at home to everybody, and Washington was the best team they played in the last 6 games. And so this is their first kind of playoff team that they're playing since the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Bucs beat them. And so this is their first playoff team besides Washington that they're playing in the last 7 weeks. So I think the Rams are going to win this game. They're a little more desperate for playing at home. I like the Rams to win this one in the close one. Something like a 23-20. All right. Let's go to Monday Night Football. 17. We got the Ravens and Chargers. Big game for both. Ravens are 7-4.
Love this game.
They have to keep up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Chargers have to keep up with everybody else. I don't think they're going to catch the Chiefs, but they have to keep with the rest of the wild card teams. What do you like on this Canteen? 2.5-point underdogs. The Chargers are at home.
Man, I'm gonna go against my guns on this one too, man. I originally picked Baltimore, but I'm gonna go with the Chargers at home. Chargers at SoFi. Here's the thing: I think Lamar Jackson, Henry, Flowers, everybody else is gonna have a great game. But here's the thing: I'm afraid of is their defense gonna be able to hold up against Herbert, and Herbert has looked exceptionally well the past few games. I'm gonna go 34-20. Chargers at home.
34-20. Chargers at home. Okay. What do you think?
As much as I want to see the Chargers to lose this game, I think the Ravens will lose. But it'll help me either way. Whatever team loses, 5 losses or 4 losses helps the AFC wild card side so much. Love this week. I am going to go Chargers win close.
Well, I think for division, don't you want the Chargers to lose?
Huh?
Or does it matter? I mean, as a division team, don't you want the Chargers to lose?
It doesn't matter to me because I'm fighting for wild card spot now. These two teams are one above me on both. It doesn't matter really. In the end, I think Chargers will win this one 22 to 14. 22-14.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna agree a little bit with Jake. Ravens have been up and down. You know, sometimes they play really well, sometimes they don't play well. I mean, they destroyed the Broncos 41-10, and then they play really tightly with Cincinnati 34-34, and then they lose a low-scoring game to Pittsburgh. So I'm like, what are they? I mean, sometimes their defense plays well, sometimes they don't. The Chargers have been pretty steady throughout. They did lose the close one to Arizona, with Arizona's the potential playoff team. And they did lose the close one to the Kansas City Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So as they get into the season, they seem to be playing better. They seem to be more balanced. The Chargers with their run game, and their defense seems to be playing well as the season has gone on. So I like the Chargers in this game, and I think it's going to be a close game. I think it'll be a little higher scoring. Just because I know the Ravens, that's what they need to win most games. Most of the games that the Ravens have lost are kind of lower scoring games, except for maybe the Cleveland game. They get in the 20s, so I'm going to say this could be a higher scoring game, something like 28, 27, 24. It's hard to pull out a close one in this one. I think it'll be a good game on Monday Night Football. Woo! Yes, what a rundown. Let's go. Good job, fellas. Good rundown, good talk, good conversation. We appreciate everybody out there who's been watching us. Go hit like, share, and all that good stuff. Appreciate Jeremy out there. He says Chargers
24-17. See?
He likes the Chargers.
7 point, yeah.
I don't know what he said for Sunday Night Football. Yeah.
Who you like Sunday night, Jeremy?
Who do you like Sunday night? I don't know if he said it. I'm looking through the chat, see if he said anything.
Yeah, I don't think he said Sunday night.
Okay. And let's know what you think for Sunday Night Football.
Hey, and then Tuesday, man, we got a lot of ground to cover, man. We got to hit basketball.
Rams for the TD 7-3 now.
We got a lot of cover Tuesday. Got to hit basketball, CFP, upsets. A lot of upsets over the weekend with college football.
Yeah, a lot of upsets. A lot of talk about college football. Check us out on Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern. 7 Eastern, 8 o'clock. Wait a minute, 7 Central, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah. 7 Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. It says Rams will win. The better red zone defense. Philly isn't good on the West Coast. Okay, that's fair. He's also going with the Rams. So we'll see what happens. Jake doesn't care. Whoever loses is good for him, according to him. So he doesn't care about this game. It's a good day for him, I guess.
No, that's tomorrow's game. I want the Eagles to win this game.
Oh, my tomorrow's game. This is a different one, yeah.
I need Saquon to look good. Saquon's on my fantasy. Come on, Saquon.
You need Saquon to look good, even if the field loses, right? As long as Saquon looks good.
Yeah,
all
Saquon
right,
win.
Man. That's it, guys. Appreciate you guys. Pretty hot day, Jake, Omar. Check us out on our usual show. We'll talk a little NBA. A little more football, a little college football on Tuesday. Check it out Tuesday evening. Check out Hot Take Jake on the Final Say podcast over on YouTube. Check them out over there. Appreciate everybody.
Yep.
Tapping in. Share this, do all that good stuff. Go share with all your friends. You want to get up over 2,000 before the Super Bowl. Help us out. We'll see you next time. I appreciate you guys. Oh, we got one more comment. Let me see.
One more comment.
Saquon with pedestrian first drive, Rams with physical defense too. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, man. See you next time. Laughs Sports. See you. I'm gonna hang out in the back for a little bit. See you.
All right.
See ya.
Peace.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, friends. Thanks for watching.